Take two.
Take two. Action. Hey, my name's Charlie and I'm from Padre Coffee. Today, I'm excited to be showcasing one of our beautiful coffees and also just taking you through how easy it is to brew filter coffee at home. So today we'll be brewing one of our Colombian coffees. It's called Heider Estrella Los Deseos. Beautiful coffee, super clean, super juicy, but I don't want to give you any of the flavor notes because I still want you to stick around until the end of the video. So don't rush off just yet. Today I'm going to be brewing a V60 and I've chosen a filter roast for that method as they go hand in hand. How we're going to be looking at brewing the coffee is obviously through the V60, the main part of the whole brew setup. After that we've got a server. After the server we've got a scale and a cup. You've got your temperature controlled kettle. You've also got a grinder, whether that be hand electric or somebody's ground it for you in store. We also have a filter and a bamboo paddle, and the most important part, the coffee beans. If you don't have a temperature controlled kettle, that's perfectly fine. What you could do is just boil your kettle, let it cool for a minute or two, and it'll kind of hit that 97, 98 degree temperature that we're pretty much going for this recipe. The best thing you can do when making coffee at home is to obviously follow a recipe. I think this is key and it's important. Everyone loves having coffee at a cafe, and I think the barrier that we can overcome is actually using the techniques and the tools that they use in a cafe environment, which is simply following a recipe. We just want to really spotlight on those things so that you're able to achieve awesome results at home as well. Barista quality. I'll be taking you through my recipe to brew this filter coffee, and it's as simple as focusing on a couple of key points, which is your dose, your yield, your time, and your temperature. The dose refers to how much coffee we're going to be putting into our grinder to grind, to obviously dose into the pour of a cone. The yield refers to how much liquid or how much brewed liquid we end up in our carafe. Temperature plays a factor in terms of heat, how much it'll actually extract from the coffee as well. The last thing we want to touch on is time. Time is important as well because it gives us an indication of what our grind is doing. We want that right balance of being fine but not too fine, and being coarse but not too coarse. The first thing you want to do is take one of your filter papers, see where the seam is on the side. You pretty much just want to hold it down and fold it in. What you want to do next is you want to grab your kettle. I pop my fingers on one side of the V60 and introduce the water on the other side, and that way the water keeps the V60 paper intact. Not only does this pre-wet the V60 filter paper and remove any of that paper taste, it also heats the V60 up for us and heats the server up for us as well, so that ultimately when we do start brewing the coffee, we're not taking any heat away from the actual brew slurry once we're introducing the hot water. So obviously I need to get rid of this water, so magically it will just disappear. And like magic, we're back. So I'm gonna pop that back on. So we're looking good to actually start brewing our coffee now. So I've already got my coffee ground, and what I'm gonna do is I am going to add my dose. So I've got that 24 grams of coffee in the V60. Smells amazing too. So you want to give it a nice gentle tap or a shake on the side, just to help us almost start off with this nice flat bed. That's really important for us because when we're brewing coffee, if we know anything about water, it follows the path of least resistance. So by having this nice flat bed and an even surface, we're allowing the water to gently move through that bed of coffee. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tare my scale. So we're starting on 0 and I'm going to introduce 45 grams of water, and as I do that, I start my timer. So once I hit that 45 grams, I'm gonna stop. So what we're doing is we're blooming the coffee right now, and the term bloom just refers to actually the start process of actually brewing coffee. We help release some of the CO2 gases that are in the actual coffee as well. So when I hit the 50-second mark, which is how long I'm blooming the coffee for, I'm gonna pour all the way up until 200. And while I'm pouring in a very slow circular motion. So all we're trying to do is just gently move that coffee in that brew slurry. So when we get to that 1 minute 30 seconds, what we want to do is we want to introduce more water to our brew. So I'm going to be pouring the remaining 200 grams to hit a yield of 400. And in the exact same fashion, I'm just pouring in a nice slow circular motion without disrupting that brewer slurry too much. So we've reached our 400. It smells amazing in here. We can see that the coffee's draining down. We're kind of on track for our 3 minutes 40 seconds, which is what we're aiming for. But if we don't hit that specifically, the coffee will still taste good in that 3 minutes 30 seconds to about 4 minutes. So we've stopped our coffee. Gonna magically get rid of that. So what you want to do next is you want to just give it a quick swirl if you can. If not, use a bamboo paddle or a spoon just to stir it around so that we can get all of those flavors combined beautifully. Find your favorite. Sounds good. Find your favorite vessel and simply enjoy the brew. Initially, when I tasted this coffee, I thought it was really, really good. It differed from a lot of our other Colombians in the flavor notes that it had as well. So it's a very, very beautiful tropical fruit punch. I really get the guava. There's some pawpaw in there as well, some mango, canned pineapple too, you know, really, really good sweetness. And it almost finishes on this light caramel note. So for me, this is exactly what I want from a filter coffee. It is clean, it's sweet, it's juicy. It really, really hits the mark that I'm after when I'm brewing V60 at home. So I hope that you guys enjoy it as much as I do. Thanks so much guys for watching. It's been awesome demonstrating and showing you guys how I brew V60 at home. If you want to find anything that I've used, click on the link or visit padrecoffee.com.au. You'll find everything that I've been using there. If you have any questions, drop us a comment down below, above, side to side, any direction where the comments are, just drop them and we'll make sure to answer them as soon as possible for you. Thank you so much for watching.
Oh, nice. Amazing.
Do you guys want some coffee?
Yeah.